I'm coming in here to beat his ass. He gonna come, he gonna be tough, strong, but I'm coming to whoop his ass. I stand by that. I stand by that. I'm fucking him up. Yeah. I'm fucking him.
This is what you guys need. This is what boxing needs. This is why we're here. We're here to take over. Now we got this lightweight coming up to super lightweight to come over here and dethrone the champ.
Total mayhem broke loose when Shakur Stevenson struck Teofimo Lopez during their heated press conference following endless verbal sparring and heated confrontations. Lopez kept his cool throughout, but you could feel the electricity crackling in the air. This moment revealed Stevenson's mounting anger and lack of professionalism while showcasing Lopez's unwavering concentration and psychological strength. Anyone watching knows exactly which fighter has the warrior mentality.
I talk about. Shut me up.
Shakur,
shut me up.
Real quick, Shakur.
I'm right here. Shut me up. Shut me up.
Lopez demonstrates his tactical brilliance and self-assurance, breaking down precisely how he intends to dominate every single round from the opening bell. Stevenson might depend on showboat moves and attention-grabbing antics, but Lopez's emphasis on rhythm, endurance, and boxing intelligence shows he's built for war at 140, proving exactly why he stays a dangerous contender.
Really is that if you look for the knockout, you won't get it. You know, I think really it's just all about setting the good pace early in the beginning rounds and then going from there, setting that tone. I think that I don't see him going those 12 rounds. This is his first time.
Duke McKenzie's response captures the complete surprise and astonishment that swept through everyone after Shakur Stevenson's shocking strike against Teofimo Lopez during their face-off. Sure, people might question Stevenson's abilities, but this incident revealed serious problems with respect and self-control, making supporters and experts wonder about his professional maturity. Lopez stayed completely level-headed through it all, strengthening his reputation as a concentrated and seasoned competitor who refuses to let mind games throw him off track. This confrontation perfectly displayed the completely different approaches these two boxers bring heading into their showdown.
I don't think he's world-class. He's not really my cup of tea. I mean, I don't look at boxing probably the way you do or most sort of fans do. I look at it.
Simon Jordan explains that heated exchanges and line crossing aren't anything new in the boxing world, but Shakur Stevenson's strike was especially jarring considering the massive public platform. This wasn't your typical verbal warfare or small-scale incident. This move stepped into outright physical disrespect, grabbing everyone's immediate focus. Lopez responded with incredible restraint, proving that psychological strength matters just as much as athletic ability. Supporters and professionals viewed this as a pivotal moment that established the atmosphere for their upcoming clash and revealed Stevenson's dangerous unpredictability.
And he smashed an egg in his face. I mean, how many times have we seen boxers do things that they shouldn't do? You know, we saw Derek Chisora spit on Vitaly Klitschko.
We didn't need that.
I'm not offended by it.
This strike split everyone's reactions instantly, with some labeling it completely uncalled for and unprofessional, while others confessed it brought extra excitement and buzz to their upcoming battle. Stevenson's move dominated news cycles within hours, but Lopez's controlled reaction earned him major credibility throughout the boxing world. This situation made supporters pick their sides, drawing a clear line between competitors who depend on talent and self-discipline versus those chasing headlines, and proved that Stevenson's erratic behavior might become the major talking point building up to their collision.
But I do feel it's maybe what the sport doesn't need, and yet many people are saying, no, it's great, you watch it. Everybody wants to go to that.
This strike proved that absolutely anything could explode when these two fighters share any public space. Game plans, tactics, and expert predictions might go completely out the window when tempers ignite. Stevenson's rash decision showed he can crack under pressure, while Lopez proved he can roll with chaos and keep his head clear when provoked. Supporters now realize that Fight Night will depend not just on athletic ability, but also on psychological warfare and emotional stability, turning their matchup into something far more unpredictable and electrifying.
You don't know what's going to happen because it's different.
Eddie Hearn's analysis reveals that while Stevenson possesses incredible talent, this striking incident raises serious concerns about his self-control and professional standards. Supporters are questioning whether his ring intelligence will hold up when the heat's on, or if his hot-headed nature might completely backfire. Lopez, already recognized for his athleticism and calculated game plan, benefits by staying laser-focused despite provocation. This situation highlights the battle between pure skill and emotional mastery, suggesting that composure could prove just as crucial as technique in their upcoming war.
I think I don't know how good the fight will be, but I think Shakur is, again, like pound for pound, IQ-wise, I think he's even up there with a Terrence and those kind of guys, you know. I think the difference with Boots is he's got the defensive mastercraft, and he also has the aggressive power to turn your lights out, and I think that's quite...
Johnny Nelson's comments following this strike indicate that psychological and physical preparation are both getting serious examination. Stevenson's public explosion might signal emotional instability that could impact his conditioning and precision inside the ring. Lopez stays collected, proving that solid preparation and tactical execution beat momentary drama every time. Supporters now view Lopez not just as a talented boxer, but as someone who thrives in madness and keeps total control, transforming Stevenson's reckless actions into a possible weapon.
In front of him. And I said, look, if you're to believe that he had the best training camp, his legs have gone. And if I've got it wrong.
Stevenson attempts to defend his strike by positioning it as motivation for testing himself against Lopez. He might claim it was inspirational, but this moment obviously stepped way over professional boundaries, exposing rash decision-making and zero professional self-control. Lopez showed incredible poise and composure when attacked, solidifying his image as a concentrated and disciplined competitor. Experts and supporters stress that keeping psychological toughness while opponents try destabilizing you stays essential, and Lopez's calm response makes him appear infinitely more ready and tactical than Stevenson's emotional breakdown indicates.
I wanted to push myself. I know that Teo is a tremendous fighter. I know he's on an extremely high level, and I feel like, well, I know that I can beat him, but I know that this should be a tough session, so.
Timothy Bradley Jr. points out that this striking incident might go beyond publicity stunts. It reveals Stevenson's dangerous temperament. After studying Lopez's quickness and athletic ability, he cautions that Stevenson confronts a fighter who completely understands provocation and can exploit any concentration breakdown. Lopez's composure after getting struck proves a psychological toughness few challengers have. The boxing world recognizes this as essential education. Athletic skill by itself won't secure victory. Stevenson's reckless actions might now work perfectly into Lopez's strategy, handing the champion a mental advantage.
The real. It's not gonna be an easy damn fight for Shakur Stevenson. No, it ain't gonna be an easy fight. Nope. After studying freaking Lopez yesterday, man, look, that athleticism that he got, that's...
Rolly Romero recognizes Stevenson's talent and boxing intelligence, but this strike completely overshadowed his professional reputation. Any fighter can be technically brilliant yet destroyed by emotional breakdowns, and this incident sparked questions about Stevenson's composure when pressured. Lopez, even after public provocation, stayed calm, proving both mental strength and strategic wisdom. Experts observe that fighters who stay focused through theatrics and distractions usually gain hidden advantages. Lopez's skill at managing aggression, both his own and opponents, proves he's psychologically ready to exploit Stevenson's recklessness when everything's on the line.
Incredible fighter. Shakur's an incredible fighter. Shakur has a really high boxing IQ and a very... Shakur coming out with... I'm telling you, it's got to be a good fight. I like to see it.
Eddie Hearn's viewpoint mirrors Lopez's situation perfectly. Just like Anthony Joshua rarely breaks composure, Lopez managed staying calm after Stevenson's strike, demonstrating professionalism and mental toughness that separates elite fighters from everyone else. This incident highlighted the thin boundary between smart showmanship and dangerous behavior, which Stevenson definitely crossed. Supporters and commentators now examine how mental discipline affects results. Lopez's restraint not only protects his reputation, but also creates psychological pressure on Stevenson. This public confrontation proves that fights depend as much on controlling emotions and psychological warfare as they do on power, strategy, and preparation.
You know, the push was, listen, we've seen worse, you know what I mean, but lively, and what followed actually was one of the few times that I've seen Anthony Joshua unravel, if you like, because normally he's very composed, but you can't be composed when a man's talking to you like that.
Keyshawn Davis stresses the gravity and massive stakes surrounding this fight, putting Stevenson's strike in proper perspective. This incident shows Stevenson underestimating the seriousness and respect demanded at elite professional levels. Lopez clearly knows exactly what he's facing, mixing skill with composure perfectly. Their background, both as amateurs and professionals, proves Lopez is mentally ready for whatever trick Stevenson attempts. Experts highlight that emotional reactions rarely work against concentrated opponents, and Lopez's ability to absorb and respond strategically keeps him the commanding, composed fighter heading into this massive anticipated battle.
Know these dudes very
Shakur
well.
had talked about this shit before it was actually official, and I'm like, cool. You know this nigga can fight, right? Cool, like, nah, bro, I know, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we all excited about the fight, bro. Like, we all know it's at stake. Like, we've been knowing Teofimo since we was 12 or 13 years old and amateurs, bro. Like, we all been winning nationals together. Now we're pro having to fight each other, so.
Lomachenko breaks down exactly how lethal Lopez becomes when completely locked in. Stevenson's strike only emphasized the fury Lopez will unleash. He's battled elite competition like Lomachenko and consistently proven his ability to adapt and destroy. Unlike Stevenson, who depends on flash and sometimes breaks composure, Lopez mixes technical accuracy with devastating power, creating a nightmare opponent. Experts and supporters now reference this striking incident as a psychological test. Lopez passed effortlessly, proving he won't crack under pre-fight drama. His ability to elevate performance when pressured makes him special, and fighters who underestimate his flexibility risk getting schooled in both skill and strategy. This moment confirms that while Stevenson has talent, Lopez's experience, mental toughness, and ability to rise when challenged make him the obvious choice in high-pressure battles, especially when emotions explode.
The fight between Stevenson and Lopez, what a fight. Who wins that? Lopez. You think Stevenson? Lopez is a very good fighter, bro. I've trained with him, I've heard him on the pod, he bangs hard, he's a good all-round boxer, slick. A lot of people don't give him the credit for how good of a boxer he is. Look, he's the type of guy I know about Lopez is that when he has to turn it up, he turns it up. And I think with someone like Shakur, he will have to turn up big time. And obviously Shakur, we've not really seen him in the deep end. Look at Lopez, he's fought like Lomachenko. He's beaten some great names on the way, man.
Teddy Atlas understands the explosive possibilities this matchup creates. This striking incident builds incredible drama, but it also reveals a psychological war where Lopez clearly shows better control. Stevenson's outburst might prove expensive, since composure usually determines who runs the ring. Experts stress that while both fighters have technical skills, Lopez's experience and ability to stay cool under fire gives him tactical superiority. This style clash promises to be a technical chess match, loaded with pure energy, and supporters are already preparing for fireworks. Lopez has proven he handles provocation, absorbs pressure, and makes opponents pay for errors. Stevenson's swagger will face constant testing, and while his talent is obvious, Lopez's mixture of tactical brilliance, timing, and mental power will likely dominate when everything matters most, especially in the high-stakes atmosphere this press conference created.
I don't know if it will. I mean, style-wise, I could see you having a little reservations, you know, whether or not these guys will make for dynamite, they will make, you know, for electricity. I don't know if they will, but I tell you what they will make for. Two skillful fighters, two talented fighters, you know, two fighters that are at a high skill level that will compete.
Conor Benn's breakdown shows the layers in this matchup, especially after the striking incident highlighted Stevenson's dangerous temperament. While Stevenson ranks highly pound for pound, Lopez's skill at handling physical and psychological pressure can't be ignored. The press conference strike proved that Stevenson might underestimate what rash actions cost. Lopez has repeatedly shown he can adjust mid-fight and keep strategic focus no matter what provocation comes. Experts argue that victory in this fight will depend not just on technical ability, but also mental toughness, and Lopez owns that advantage. Conor also suggests that Stevenson's arrogance creates opportunities Lopez can attack. Supporters see this as a defining moment, where composure versus pride will control the fight's flow. Lopez's experience against elite opponents like Lomachenko gives him the perfect blueprint to neutralize Stevenson's aggression, while capitalizing on judgment errors.
I'm back in Teo. I think he's in a hard fight. Well, it's not a taxing fight. He's in a complex fight in terms of boxing, but it's not in a war.
Playing devil's advocate, obviously, as a journalist as well, you look at pound-for-pound rankings and Shakur is a lot higher. I know you don't like Shakur, but do you not have respect for what he could do against Teofimo Lopez? Because you've dismissed him there, Connor.
No, I don't not like Shakur. I like Shakur. I'm just insulted he thinks he can come up to my weight and feel like he can just make it easy work. Or come up to my weight then. I don't not like him. I think he's a funny guy. I think he's funny looking as well.
Lamont Roach offered his prediction for the upcoming Stevenson versus Lopez showdown on the Ring Champs podcast, clearly favoring Stevenson as the probable victor. He pointed out that Stevenson's high ring IQ and strategic approach could present significant challenges that Lopez may struggle to overcome.
He a little cuckoo too, like.
Lamont Roach's perspective highlights Stevenson's occasional mental breakdowns and the danger they create in pressure situations. This press conference striking incident perfectly demonstrates how emotional impulses can destroy a fighter. Lopez stays composed and follows a skill-first mentality, showing the huge difference in temperament. Experts note that in evenly matched fights, patience and flexibility become crucial, and Lopez's ability to punish mistakes positions him perfectly against Stevenson. Supporters are discussing how Stevenson's aggressive habits might explode when facing Lopez's disciplined tactical approach. This incident reminds everyone that showmanship can't replace technical mastery and strategic execution. Lopez will likely capitalize on Stevenson's unpredictability, making their bout not just a physical skill test but a mental toughness battle. The press conference strike becomes a symbol of Lopez's psychological advantage.
Like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while. Look at the Kambosos fight. Like that's a fight that people would never expect Kambosos to win, and he won a grueling match against him as well. So I just I don't know. I don't think he can get it done against Shakur when it comes to like because it's going to be just a skill match. I don't think he's going to try to
Connor Ben confirms that despite Stevenson's superior pound-for-pound ranking, Lopez has the essential mental edge and fight intelligence needed for victory. This striking incident represents Stevenson's habit of letting emotions control actions, which any disciplined opponent like Lopez can easily exploit. While Stevenson's confidence and skill are undeniable, Connor emphasizes that Lopez's flexibility, composure, and ability to read opponents instantly give him the better foundation for winning. He points out that physical power alone won't guarantee anything. Handling pressure, managing provocations, and executing strategy matter equally. Lopez has consistently shown he can meet challenges and stay composed when others crumble. The press conference strike, instead of shaking Lopez, reveals Stevenson's weakness. In supporters' and experts' eyes, Lopez's calm, focused, and experienced method makes him the favorite, while Stevenson's impulsive behavior creates extra risk in this massive stakes matchup.
I'm back in Teo. I think he's in a hard fight. Well, it's not a taxing fight. He's in a complex fight in terms of boxing fight. It's not in a war.
Playing devil's advocate, obviously, as a journalist as well, you look at pound-for-pound rankings and Shakur is a lot higher. I know you don't like Shakur, but do you not have respect for what he could do against Teofimo Lopez? Because you've dismissed him there, Connor.
No, I don't not like Shakur. I like Shakur.
The Lopez versus Stevenson explosion is now burning with not just skill, but the press conference drama, where Stevenson's strike grabbed headlines and immediately changed the psychological war. Lopez has proven repeatedly that he can stay cool under fire, respond intelligently to provocation, and transform intensity into strategy, while Stevenson's rash actions risk surrendering momentum before the opening Nenel rings. Supporters are debating whether Stevenson can keep composure against Lopez's calculated aggression and championship experience, especially knowing Lopez has faced elite fighters like Lomachenko and adapted perfectly under pressure. Every expert and former fighter watching this realizes the fight won't just be about connections landed, it will be a battle of intelligence, timing, and mental strength. This striking incident warns that Stevenson might overreact easily, while Lopez feeds off these moments to enforce his dominance. Who will seize control when everything's on the line inside the ring? Can Stevenson bounce back from his own errors, or will Lopez turn this into a boxing clinic? Drop your thoughts below, join the conversation, and make your prediction heard, because this is one war you absolutely cannot miss.